Now again, we'll go through each of the questions. I'll tell you why I think a particular question should be done in round 1, round 2 are not attempted. And remember, this is my bias. Some of the questions which I say are going to be difficult, maybe easy for you, and vice versa. So moderate your performance based on your strengths and weaknesses. Don't just do a blind cut copy paste of what I do. Okay, first question. 20% ethanol. This clearly tells me this is about mixtures. Okay, and mixtures in an area which I am reasonably comfortable with. So straight away, I am favorably inclined towards it. Okay, a 20% ethanol mixture mixed with another ethanol solution, say S of unknown concentration in proportion by in the proportion of 1:3 by volume. This mixture then mixed with an equal volume of 20% ethanol solution. If the resultant mixture is 31.25% ethanol solution, then the unknown concentration of S is what? This round 1 solution, round 1 question. Okay, and let me quickly tell you how I would attempt the question. It has a 20% alcohol. We have a 20% alcohol. Another has S% alcohol. Okay, these are mixed in the ratio of 1:3. So if I say 1 liter of the first one and 3 liters of the first one, total you get 4 liters. Now what do? This mixture is mixed with a equal volume of 20% ethanol solution. Equal volume, this is 4 liters, so another 4 liters of 20% alcohol solution is taken. And what happens? The mixture is now this becomes a 31.25%. Now if these two are equal, that means whatever is the gap here, that should be the gap here. Okay, because this is a weighted average. 31.25% should be equal to the, if I say this is X, should be equal to X plus 20 by 2. So I can get X straight away. If I can get X, I can get S also. This is a starting point for me. This is one way. So I'm working backwards, which is a Jugaad solution. Another way to do this question could be just check the choices. We have talked about the concept of cute numbers, which is the cutest number out here, 50. Put S equal to 50 and check if it satisfies. If it satisfies, that's the answer. Otherwise, it will tell you whether the answer is greater than 48 or greater than 50 or less than 50. If it says greater than 50, this goes away. And among the other two, check one more choice. Okay. So always start checking with a number which is convenient from a calculation perspective. So whichever way you look at it, this is definitely a round 1 question, because most of the students also focus on arithmetic. This is a classic arithmetic question. Okay. Question number 2 looks lengthy to read, but please read the question completely and then decide whether you want to do it or not do it. Because without reading, just based on the length, if you read, you might miss out on an easy question. Okay. Gopal borrows rupees X from Ankit at 8% annual. The simple interest, compound interest topic is very clear. He then adds rupees Y of his own money and lends X plus Y to Ishan at 10% annual interest. At the end of the year, after returning Ankit's use, the net interest retained by Gopal is same as that accrued by Ankit. Now, in these kind of questions, now that I've read half of it, I just want to also put things on paper and say, okay, what does it mean? What will be income of Ankit, which says the net interest retained by Gopal and Ankit is the same. So, Gopal borrows X rupees from Ankit at 8% annual interest. So, Ankit, as far as Ankit is concerned, his income will be 8% of X, because he's going to get 8% interest from Gopal. And then what does Gopal does? He adds 5 rupees of his own money and lends X plus Y to Ishan at annual interest of 10%. So what will be income of Gopal? Gopal will be out of 10% of X. It is X plus Y. He'll get 10% on this. So 10% of X plus 10% of Y, out of which 8% of X he's already given to Ankit. So he'll get 2% of X plus 10% of Y. As per the question, these two are equal. Okay. So from here, what will I get? I can get the ratio of X upon Y. Okay. Okay. On the other hand, had Gopal lent X plus 2Y to Ishan at 10%, the net interest retained by him would have increased by rupees 150. If all interests are compounded annually, find the value of X plus Y. Okay. So what is the second situation? Gopal had lent X plus 2Y. What would his income be? Gopal's income in this case would also be 2% of X plus 10% of 2Y. And as per the question, what will be the difference between these two? The difference between these two will be 150. What does this mean? This by taking the difference of these two as 150, I can get the value of Y. I know the ratio of X to Y, That means I can solve the question. This is a round 1 question. Okay. Without any doubt, don't leave a question just because it looks lengthy to read. Just because it's a 6-line question does not mean I'll read, understand, and then decide. The time you spend on understanding the question is worth it. Okay. Another round 1 question. Again, we can clearly see there's a ratios question. The strength of salt solution is P% if 100 milliliters of the solution contains P grams of salt. 3 salt solutions A, B, C are mixed in the ratio of 1:2:3. The resulting solutions of strength 20%. So we have A, B, C. Let me say A is A% salt, B is B% salt, C is C% salt. If they are mixed in the ratio of 1:2:3, that means we get a 20% mixture. Okay, great. If instead the proportion is 3:2:1, if it is 3:2:1, 3 parts of A, 2 parts of B, and 1 part of C, then it becomes a 30% solution. Then the resulting solution is 30%. A fourth solution D is produced by mixing B and C. What is D? D is nothing but B and C in the ratio of 2:7. The ratio of strength of D to A would be how much? We need to find ratio of strength of D to A. Okay. I will leave the question. Why I will leave the question? Look at this. Here I don't have any data except this. That means I'll need to find ABC value somehow or some ratios. Similarly, I'll need to find, once I find BC, I can then find D. That means I'm not sure as to how to it can be time consuming, and hence I'm not sure how to go about doing it in a faster way. Can it be done? Maybe, but I am not interested in it. I will leave this question. This is not the question I am interested in. This is my round 3 or leaving question. Okay. Question number 4. I think arithmetic mean of x plus y plus z is 80. That of x plus y plus z, u and v is 75. What does that mean? I know x plus y plus z from here. X plus y plus z here would be 240. And uv will be, okay, 75 into 5, 375. That means I can find uv also. U plus v becomes equal to 135. Where u is equal to x plus y by 2 and v is equal to y plus z by, what is the minimum possible value of x? Round 1. Round 1, straight away I know x plus y plus z is 240. That means u plus v is equal to 135. What is u? U plus v. I know u plus v is 135. So u and v, if I can add, I'll get equal to x plus y plus z plus x plus y plus z. So x plus y plus z plus y upon 2. Okay. But what is x plus y plus z? I already know 240. I know u plus v is 135. I know this is 240. So I can get y. If I can get y, I know x plus y plus z is equal to 240. If I get y, I can definitely find the minimum and maximum values of x and z. So round 1 question, not an issue at all. Simple question of numbers. And which is why it is important to leave questions like this, which are time consuming, which are confusing, and which can lead to a lot of time wastage. Question 5. On a triangle ABC, a circle with diameter AB is drawn intersecting AB and AC points P and Q respectively. If the lengths of AB, AC, CP are 30, 25 and 20 respectively, what is the length in BQ? As usual, I'll first draw the figure and then decide what to do with it. So we have a semicircle. Okay, we have a semicircle. Okay, and then we have a triangle. थोड़ा सा ठीक कर देते फिगर को. Yeah. So सब गलत बन रहा है यार. Okay. Hopefully this time I'll be able to make the triangle properly. So let me start the other side. So this is 1. Yes. So this is A, this is B, this is C. BC is drawn intersecting AB and AC at points P and Q. AB, this is P, this is Q. If the lengths AB, AC and CP, AB is 30 centimeters, AC is 25 centimeters, and CP, okay, so let me join CP also. CP is 20 centimeters. Okay. What is the length of BQ? So I need to find length of BQ. Round 1 question. Why? Because I know this is a right angle triangle. Angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So I can find the area of triangle ABC. Triangle ABC area will be equal to half AB, which is nothing but 30, into CP. Similarly, this should be equal to half of AC, which is nothing but 25 into BQ. This is also right angle into BQ. So I can find BQ. So all I'm doing is calculating area from two different types. So the question is, this is a round one question for me because I have done this kind of question earlier. If you are not comfortable with geometry, ask yourself, do you know how to proceed? If the answer is no, please leave and go on. But if you are comfortable with geometry, this is definitely a round one question. If you are not comfortable with geometry, then if you have done a similar question earlier, or if it strikes you that this is a right angle triangle, so this is a so CP will be perpendicular to AB, or CP is the altitude of the triangle, then you should be able to solve it. But if it does not strike you, don't worry, leave it and move on. Okay. The value of the sum of this expression, 7 into 11, 11 into 15. Again, no idea what to do with it. We look at the choices. Very close. The choices are very close, and hence that rules away the option of elimination. Okay, I can eliminate when the choices are not close, so I'm not sure how to go about doing it. I could still eliminate them if I could identify some common multiplier or factor, but I can't do anything, so I will say leave. This is not a question I am interested in. Okay. Question 7. On a long stretch of east-west road, A and B are 2 points such that B is 350 kilometers west of A. I typically draw the figure as I go along. B is typically and A. Okay, the distance is 350 kilometers. So that B is 350 kilometers west of A. So this is B, and this will be A. Okay. Okay. One car starts from A. Another car starts from B, and at the same time, if they move towards each other, they meet after 1 hour. If they are moving towards each other, they meet after 1 hour. Okay. If they move towards east, so if they move towards east, that means C2 this side, C1 this side. Okay. They meet in 7 hours. What is the difference in the speed in kilometers per hour? So if I say the speed of car 2 is S2 and this is S1, what will be S2 minus so speed 350 upon 7 should be equal to S2 minus S1. Round one question. I have straight away got the answer 50. The answer is 50. Actually, I was wondering why is this stupid information given? That's not required because relative speed ka question hai na. 350 upon S2 minus S1 is equal to 7. That is given to me. So the straight away round one. Round one kya? Abhi answer mark karo, aage chalo. Right? Don't waste time. Actually, what is important also to understand that in this question, this part of the information was completely a waste. If they move towards each other, then they will meet after 1 hour. This information is completely a waste. It's just been given to increase the length of the question. So, which is why I would always say, don't worry about the length of the question. Read it completely and then decide what is to be done. Question 8. The smallest integer n such that n cube minus 11 square round 2. Without even thinking round 2. Why? Because it's a cubic, and I will typically do a hit and trial for it, which means I'll put different values of n and check which, for example, I can clearly say n equal to 0 will not satisfy, n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll start checking, and since I have the calculator if required, I'll use the calculator, though I don't think it will be required because n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll do some hit and trial and try to get the answer. So this time consuming, I'll do in round 2. However, if you understand the logic behind this question, then it is a round 1 question. So round 2, it is a hit and trial. If you understand the logic of the question, then it is round 1. I don't understand, so for me it is round 2. Question 9. The sum of squares of two numbers is 97. Which of the following cannot be their product? Okay. Now, sum of squares of two numbers, x square plus y square is equal to 97. Now, for me, this is a round 1 question. Why? We look at the choices, they are far apart. Something which is very, very interesting about this kind of a question is which of the following cannot be their product. Look at the choices: minus 32, plus 16, plus 60, plus 30, plus 48, plus 64. Either these three will be satisfying or these three will be satisfying. That means with either three of these, minus 32, plus 16 or 48 will satisfy the condition, or the last three will satisfy. What does this mean? these two cannot be my answer. Either minus 32 will not satisfy or plus 64 will not. So typically such question you can eliminate choices because the answer will be in a range. Because the answer will be in a range, that means that means the extreme choices will, one of the extreme choices will be the answer. And which I said it's a round one question. And second thing, what in terms of jugaad, what I do for this question is, well, what is the extreme case? In the extreme case, x is equal to y. And let me complete this question and show the jugaad for you. If x is equal to y, what does this mean? 2x square is equal to 97, or x square is equal to 40. Okay, let me take it to be 98. So can I say x square is approximately 49, or x is approximately plus minus 7? Right? So which of the following cannot be the product? So xy. That means the maximum value of x is plus 7, minimum value is minus 7, and the same thing is true for y also. Maximum and minimum value for them. So maximum product of xy will be 7 7s are 49. Minimum value of xy will be minus 7 into plus 7, minus 49. So my answer has to be between plus 49 minus 49. That means this is the correct answer. So the simple jugaad I have done is made it 98 so that my calculation becomes easy. Second thing I've done is maxima, minima, extreme cases, always look for x equal to y, and you will typically get to the answer faster. So all I did was I looked upon this case as x equal to y, what happens? Okay. Okay. Question 10. N and x are positive integers such that n to power n is equal to 2 power 160, and n square plus 2 to power n is an integral multiple of 2 to power x. That is, this means this is some power of 2. Then the largest possible x is what? Okay, round one question. Why? Because I can see in this particular thing, what do I need to do? I need to find n first. To find n, I need to look at this one. And this is very clearly n has to be some power of 2. N has to be some power of 2. So all I'll do is 2 square is equal to 4. Okay, it is not equal to 2 to power 160. 2 square, n to power n, 4 to power 4. Okay, so similarly start doing it. 2 to power 2, 4 to power 4. Then the next multiple will be 8 to power 8. What is 4 to power 4? 2 to power 8. Not equal. 8 to power 8 is nothing but 2 to power 24. Does not satisfy. 16 to power 16. 16 is 2 to power 4. So 2 to power 64. Not again satisfying this. 32 to power 32. 32 is 2 to power 5. So 2 to power 160 satisfies. That means n is equal to 32. We have found n equal to 32, which is nothing but, what is this? N square plus 2 to power 32. N is 32. 32 squares, 2 to power 10. 2 to power 10 plus 2 to power 32. That's the number. That means take 2 to power 10 common. I need the rubber. I need the eraser. Where's the eraser? Yeah. 2 to power 22. So highest power of x will be. Okay. So this was a round one question. As I said, why was it round one question? Because this is clearly telling me all I need to do is keep checking for 2 to power 2, 4 to power 4, 8 to power 8, and see which one satisfies this. Once I get this, after that, once you get n, it is not an issue at all. And this hit and trial will give you the answer straight away. Question 11. Again, for two sets A and B, let A triangle B denote the elements of which belong to A or B, but not both. Okay. If P is 1, 2, 3, 4, Q is this much, R is this much, and S is this much, then the number of elements in P triangle Q and triangle R triangle S is round one question. Just follow the process. Find P triangle S, find this value. What are the elements? Find this cell, and then see what are the common elements to both. Remove them. You'll get the answer. These are what I call the mechanical question. You don't need to think. You can solve the question just by following the instructions given in the question. And these kind of questions are the best questions to have because no external knowledge is required. Okay. Question 12. Water tank. Again, arithmetic, time and work. A water tank has inlet of two types, A and B. All inlets of type A when open bring in water at the same rate. All inlets of type B when open bring in water at the same rate. The tank is completely filled in 30 minutes if 10 inlets of type A and 45 inlets of type B are open. And 1 hour if 8 inlets of type A and 18 inlets of type B are open. In how many minutes will the tank get completely filled if? Round one question, a standard question. These are the standard time and work questions. What I again said, like I said in the previous question, mechanical questions. These are my standard question of time and work, and I should be able to solve them mechanically. I'll start by saying, let the pipe A bring in A liters per hour, B bring in B liters per hour. If 10 inlets of pipe type A and 40 lights, so amount of water coming in will be 10A plus 45B. How much time does the tank get filled up? Half an hour. So divide by 2. So this is the amount of water which will come in. In the second case, in 1 hour, 8 inlets of type A plus 18 inlets of type B will fill in the tank. Okay. This is the case for the second one into 1 hour. So into 1. So do this, get A upon B, substitute and get the answer. This is a standard round one question. Isko nahi miss karna chahiye. Ramesh and Ganesh can together complete and work in 16 days. Another time and work question. After 7 days of working, Ramesh got sick and efficiency fell to 30%. As a result, they completed the work in 17 days instead of 16 days. If Ganesh had worked alone after Ramesh got sick, in how many days would he have completed the round one question? Standard way of working for such question is assume a efficiency for, or let me say, Ramesh does R units of work per day, Ganesh does T units of work per day. Okay. So what is, they finish the work in 16 days, so the amount of work is nothing but 16 into R plus G. In 1 day, R plus G units of work will be done. Now what happens in the second case? After 7 days of working together, so in the second case, Ramesh and Ganesh worked together for 7 days. Then Ramesh got sick and his efficiency fell by 30%. So and they finished the work in 17 days. So the next 10 days, Ramesh worked at 0.7 hour and Ganesh worked as usual. These two have to be equal. Find R upon G and solve the question. Standard round one question, time and work question. You should be able to get this in place. Okay, logs. And many people leave logs, but this is a very simple question of log. P cube equal to Q to power 4 equal to R to power 5 equal to R to power 6. What is the value of this? Round one. What should you do? Look at this expression. Log to the base S of PQR. Convert PQR everything to S. So what is P? If I look at P cube equal to Q to, okay, let me do P cube equal to S to power 6, that means P equal to S square. Similarly, if you look at these two, Q will be equal to S to power 6 by 4 and R will be equal to S to power 6 by 5. So what is this becoming? Log of PQR is nothing but S to power 2 plus S to power 6 by 4 is 3 by 2 plus 6 by 5. Round one question है, this is a basic log है. अगर log का पहला chapter भी किया है और if you have attended even half an hour, 45 minutes of logs, then you should be able to get this answer. Okay. But if you say कि logs को समझ ही नहीं आता, जिंदगी भर नहीं करना है, तो छोड़ दो, फिर क्या कर सकते हैं. But there is inherently a very easy log question. From a rectangle ABCD, area 768 square centimeter, a semicircular part with diameter AB and area 72 pi is removed. What is the perimeter of the leftover portion? Okay, so we have a rectangle ABCD. With diameter AB, okay, A, B, C, D. So this is removed. And what is the area of this? The area of this is 72 pi. Okay. The perimeter of the leftover portion. Again, round one question. I can calculate. I need the area of this particular ocean. Now, first of all, these are 1, 2, 3 straight lines and a arc. That semicircular kind of a thing. So what do we need to do? We need to find the perimeter of this particular semicircle. Okay. So what is the area? 72 pi. And what is the area of this particular semicircle? Any semicircle is pi r by 2. Pi r square by 2. Sorry. Pi r square is the area of the circle. So semicircle will be pi r square by 2. So that means r square is equal to 144. or r is equal to 12. But r will be 12, that means this is 24. Okay. Now, so r is equal to 12. What will be AB, arc AB? It will be pi into r, which is equal to 12 pi. So what will my answer be? Answer will be, if I say this is 1, this plus this plus this. So AD plus BC plus CD plus 12 pi. Only this choice has 12 pi. This is the answer. There's round 1 jugaad also, which means because you can see a 12 pi here, don't have to worry about calculating the other sides also. This is 24 is fine. I don't need to waste my time calculating the other side also, because I straight away know my answer has to have only 12 pi. Only one choice has 12 pi. So that has to be the answer. So this will help you save some amount of time. Logs. Now I would say if you are not comfortable with logs, leave it. Though it is not difficult, I would typically do it in round 1. If you are not comfortable, you are okay with it but not very confident, then you can do it in round 2. But if you don't understand logs at all, we could leave. Okay. Now, what is important here in these questions, you get the base log base 2, 4, 6, 5, 10. Convert everything to base 10. Na? Convert everything to base 10 and your task then becomes easier. So, round 1 question, if you understand logs, otherwise you could do it later or leave it also. That's not an issue. But the right approach to starting this question would be convert everything to log of base 10. Okay. Scores of Amal and Bimal in an examination are in the ratio of 11:14. After an appeal, their scores increase by the same amount and the new scores are in the ratio of 47:56. The ratio of Bimal's new score to his original score, round 1 question. I'm sure practically everyone will be able to say 11x plus k upon 14x plus k should be equal to 47/56. Right? You can calculate and find k. Okay. Now, this is mathematically perfectly fine. But if you look at the numbers carefully, you will be able to get the answer without doing this stupid calculation. All this is not required. Their scores increase by the same amount and their new scores are in the ratio of 47:56. So, if the scores have increased by the same amount, will not the difference between the two remain the same? Isn't it? If the original score, whatever they are, whatever the difference of the original scores, the difference in the new scores should also be the same because both the scores have gone up by the same amount. So what is this difference? 9. What is this difference? 3. 11 and 3. So if I have to make this difference 9, what should I do? This is 3 difference. The difference here is 9. Multiply with 3. So if I make it 11 3s are 33 upon 11 3s are 33, stupid. Upon 14 3s are 42. The difference becomes 9. So what is the increase for this person? 14. The increase for the other person? 14. So satisfying everything. So this jugaad which you could have used is that the difference between the scores initially and finally should be the same. So finally, if it is 47 and 56, the difference is 9. I need a difference of 9 here also. Original difference 11 to 14 is 3. So if I multiply both the numerator and denominator with 3, it becomes 9. The difference becomes 9. That means the new score of, we need Bimal. Amal upon Bimal, na? So Bimal's original score is 42, new score is 56. What do we need? Ratio of his new score to his original score. 7 6 are 42, 7 8 are 46, 8 is to 6 or 4 is to 3. Round 1 jugaad question, not too much of calculation required. A chord of length 5 centimeters subtends an angle of 60 degrees at the center of the circle. I will do this question, round 1. Why am I saying without even reading the question? Because this has told me that the radius of the circle is 5 centimeters. After all, if I draw a circle and it subtends a 60-degree angle, okay, this is, let's say, okay, and it says this is 5 centimeters. This is 60 degrees. This is the radius and this is the radius, OA and OB. If their radius, they'll be equal. That means these two angles will be equal. So the moment the question said this 60 degrees, this meant that this has to be an equilateral triangle or the radius is equal to 5 centimeters. So my task became very easy, which is why I straight away said round 1 is sochna hi nahi hai, 30, 60, 90 lagega hi. Now what does it say? The chord that extends the angle of 120 degree. 120 degree. Okay, let me draw another figure. So effectively, what does it say? The radius is equal to 5 centimeters. Angle is 120 degree. Radius is 5. isn't it? That's what we found from here. Angle is 120 degree. What can I do? I can apply the 30, 60, 90 jugaad. In a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, the hypotenuse is double the side of the smaller side. Hypotenuse is double the smaller side, and the third side will be smallest into root 3. 5 by 2 root 3. Okay. So if this is x, this will be 2x, and side opposite 60 degree will be x root 3. So because this is 60 degree ultimately, this 120, if I am halving it, it becomes 60. So if this is 5 by 2 root 3, this is 5 by 2 root 3. That means the length of the chord will be 5 root 3. Okay. So round 1 question is, if you know the basics of geometry, and for me what was important is the moment it said x subtends an angle of 60 degree at the center of the circle, meant that the radius of the circle will be 5 centimeter, and after that it was a 30, 60, 90 wala jugaad that I applied. Question 19th. Points A, P, Q and B lie on the same line such that P, Q, B are respectively 100, 200 and 300 kilometers from A. Cars 1 and 2 leave A at the same time and move towards B. Simultaneously, car 3 leaves B and moves towards A. Car 3 meets at 1 at P, Q and 2 at P. If each car is moving at uniform speed, then the ratio speed of car 2 to car 1. I'll draw the figure, then I'll decide. I'm not clear about the question, but I think I can do it. So I'll still draw the figure and then decide. So we have A. Then P is 100 kilometers after A. Q is another 100 kilometers after B. And B after P, and B is another 100 kilometers. Okay. A, P, Q, B line on the line such that P, Q, B are 100. P is 100 from A. Q is 200 from A, and C and B is 300 from A. Cars 1 and 2 leaves A at the same time and move towards B. So car 1 and car 2 leave towards B. Okay. Car 3 leaves car 3 leaves B and move towards A. So car 3 moves in this direction. Okay. Car 3 meets car 1 at Q. So at Q, who do they meet? Car 1 and car 3. They meet at Q. Okay. So this is coming this direction, and C1 is moving towards B. Okay. And car 3 meets car 1 and Q, and car 2 at P. And at P, who meets? Car 2 and car 1. Car 3, sorry. Yeah. So what is the ratio of speed of car 2 to speed of car 1? Speed of car 2 upon speed of car 1. I will do it in round 1. Because the ratio of distance is given. Ratio of distance is equal to ratio of speed. So look at this way. Okay, let's just quickly solve this also. Look at the first case. Car 1 and car 3 are meeting at Q. So distance covered by, so speed of 1 upon speed of 3. What will be? Car 1 covers 200 kilometers. Car 3 covers 100 kilometers. So 2 upon 1. Similarly, if I look at this point, speed of car 2 upon speed of car 3 will be equal to 100 upon 200 or 1 upon 2. So speed of car 1 is 1. Speed of car 1 is 2. Then speed of car 3 is 1. Okay. What is the speed of car 3 at? 2. So if I make this 2, it will have to be 4. That means if I look at speed of 1, speed of car 2, speed of car 3. If speed of car 1 is 4, speed of car 3 will be 2. If speed of car 3 is 2, speed of car 2 will be 1. So what is the ratio of speed of car 2 to car 1? 1 is to 4. So which is I said, draw the figure. Many times when question look confusing, if you draw the figure, things will become much more clearer and you'll be able to get the answer with lesser amount of effort. And hence it is important for me to read the question completely, even if it is lengthy. And if required, I'll draw a figure also to take a decision. If A is 62 power n minus 35 to power 35 minus 1, n equal to 1 to 3, and B is equal to this, which of the following is true? Every member of A is in B, I don't know, but what I can do, this is a hit and trial question for me. Or this is my jugaad question. Let me say jugaad question. Why am I saying that? I will put values of n in A and B and check. Okay, if n is equal to 1, what happens? If n is equal to 2, what happens? And then verify, then get the answer. So if you look at, and hence it becomes a not too much of a difficult thing. So I could even do it in round 1, but worst case I'll do it in round 2. So what is A? If n is equal to 1, if n is equal to 1, what does it become? 62 to power n minus 35, n minus 1. Okay, 62 minus to power 1 is 62 minus 35 minus 1. 62 minus 35 will be 25, 27, 28. I think there's something wrong. If I remember the question correctly, there's something wrong with this number. Okay. But let me look at B first. Let me look at B. We can always come back to it later. B is 35 into n minus 1. So n equal to 1. If n is equal to 1, this becomes 0. N equal to 2, this becomes 35, 70, 100. So what is B? All multiples of 35. Okay. And similarly, you can check out this and see if there's anything commonality. I'm a little confused. I think this was slightly different. I'm not sure if this was 62 part 2 part n or something else, and hence I'm getting a little confused with this question. But typically, this is a jugaad question. I'll write down values of A and B and see I can do something about it. If I can't, I'll leave. But I'll go through the choices, and if I can eliminate any choice, I'll get the answer from there. Okay. Points A and B are 150 kilometers apart. Another time speed distance question. Car 1 and 2 travel from A to B, but car 2 starts from A when car 1 is already 20 kilometers from A. So what are you saying? A and B are 150 kilometers apart. Okay. Car 1 and car 2, both of them travel from A to B. Car 2 starts from A after car 1 is already 20 kilometers away. So when car 1 has come here 20 kilometers away, then car 2 starts. Okay. Each car travels at the speed of 100 kilometers for the first 50, 50 kilometers for the next 50, and 25 kilometers per hour for the last 50 kilometers. The distance between car 2 and B when car 1 reaches B should be around 1 question. Why? Because if car 1 is starting, car 2 is starting when car 1 is when C1 is at 20 kilometers. It is starting how much late? It will reach that much late. Okay. So car 1 covers, okay, let me put it this way. Each car travels at the speed of 100 kilometers per hour for the first. So the first 50 kilometers, it is traveling at the speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Okay. So how much time will they take to cover this 20 kilometers? If it is traveling at the rate of 100 kilometers per hour, so to do 20 kilometers, it will take 1/5 of the time. It will take 1/5 of a 60 minutes or 12 minutes. It does 100 kilometers in 1 hour. So it will do 20 kilometers in 1/5 of an hour, which is equal to 12 minutes. Okay. So it will reach 12 minutes late. If it is going to reach 12 minutes late, 12 minutes, the last 12 minutes it will be doing at the speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Okay. So at last 12 minutes, which is 1/5 of an hour, it will be doing at the rate of 25 kilometers per hour. So 1/5 of 25 kilometers per hour, which is 5 kilometers. So the answer should be 5. Okay. Distance between car 2 and B. Car 2 and B will be, when car 1 has reached here, car 2 will be 5 kilometers before. Okay. So there's a round 1 question. If you understand this logic, if this logic does not strike you, that the car 2 has started 12 minutes late, so it will reach also 12 minutes late. When it is reaching B, at that point of time, the speed will be 25 kilometers per hour. So the distance will be 1/5. 12 minutes is nothing but 1/5 of an hour. 1/5 of an hour at the rate of 25 kilometers per hour. Okay. If this logic strikes you, round 1. Otherwise, छोड़ दो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Triangle. Geometry. चलो देखते हैं क्या है. Area of 32 square units and side BC of length 8 units lies on x equal to 4. Then the shortest possible distance between A and 0.00. I will do this question. There's a round 1 question. Figure बना के हो जाना चाहिए है. I know many people will leave it because it looks like trigonometry, but what the hell? We'll do the question, na? So if this is my axis, it says BC of length 8 units lies on x equal to 4. So if this line is x equal to 4, that means BC will be somewhere here. Okay. Area is 32 units and BC is 8 units. So area is equal to half into base. Base is nothing but BC, which is 8, into height, which is equal to 32. That means H is equal to 8. Altitude should be 8. So if I say BC like this, 4 on top. So if this is 8, 4 above the x-axis and 4 below the x-axis, then where will A be? A will be 8 units here. So A will be here. So it will be 0 and this will be minus 4. So this has to be 8 units. So this is x equal to 4. So this is equal to 4. So this should also be equal to 4. So what is the difference, shortest distance between A and 0.00? This is 0.00. A and 0.00 will be 4. So this distance is 8. This distance is 4. Simple figure banao, answer dikh jata hai. Round 1 question. Smallest integer n for which is closest to. Now this is typically a jugaad question where you do a hit and trial. Okay. And using the choices. Okay. Now if I look at this, 4 to power n. 4 to power n, I have 17 to power 19. If I have 17 to power 19, I will want this to come to as close to 17 as possible. So can I write it as 16 to power n by 2? Okay. Now 16 to power n by 2 has to be greater than 17 to power 19. If n is equal to 35, what will you get? 16 to power 17.5. 16 to power 17.5 greater than 17 to power 19 is not going to happen. Na? You need a power greater than 19. If I need a power greater than 19, what does that mean? I should have 16 to power 38 by 2 से तो ज़्यादा होना चाहिए ना? That means my answer should be greater than 16 to power 38. That means 39 should be the answer. You could check the other choices also. 16 to power 37. What does that mean? There's going to be 16 to power 37 by 2. Sorry, it's going to be 16 to power 18.5. Will again be less than 19. Okay? 33, 35, 37, 39 karoge, 16. That means my answer should be greater than 18.5. The only choice possible is here. So you can mark the answer as choice 4 straight away. See, ultimately, we need to look at hit and trial also many at times. And out here, I know I cannot compare these two directly. So I said, let me make it as 16 to power n by 2. And this is 17 to power 19. Now, and if this has to happen, then n by 2 should be greater than 19 now, or you could say n should be greater than 38. Excuse me. Okay. So another question which you should be able to do it in, it is again either a round 1 or a leave question. Tank is emptied every day at fixed time point. Immediately thereafter, either pump A or pump B or both start working when the tank is full. Until the tank is full. On Monday, A alone completes at filling the tank at 8 p.m. So A alone starts, it fills the tank at 8 p.m. Okay. On Tuesday, B alone completed filling the tank at 6 p.m. So when B alone was working, the tank got filled at 6 p.m. On Wednesday, A alone worked till 5 p.m. A alone worked till 5 p.m. Okay. And then B alone worked for 5 to 7 p.m. So this is A alone, this is B alone. At what time was the tank filled on Thursday? Both pumps were used simultaneously all along. Okay. Now, this is a little confusing question, and so if you don't understand the question, it is perfectly fine to leave it. So, if you don't understand, then it is a leave question. It is not a round 2 question. Okay. Now, the way to look at this question would be to say, look at this B. If B alone was working, it was able to fill it up at 6 p.m. Okay. Okay. Or if A alone was working, it was able to fill up at 8 p.m. But when A and B are working, it is 8 till 5 p.m. and B till 7 and for the next 2 hours. What does that mean? Okay. It tells you that 2 hours of B, okay, look at this. Okay, yeah. If A had continued working, it would have taken 3 hours. So 3 hours of A is equal to 2 hours of B. The amount of water which A brings in 3 hours was brought in by B in 2 hours. This is your starting point. Okay. So this is typically either the round 1 or the leave question. If you don't understand the logic, leave it. If this logic strikes you, that means you know the ratio of A to B and you can then work forward, and that makes it a round 1 question. Okay. Okay. If you think one last thing with respect to this question, अगर लगता है कि इसमें time लगेगा, logic clear है, but if you think it will take you time, then round 2 is also fine. Okay. So the round 2, if you think it is going to take time, not because of lack of logic, it is a time consuming. Yes, it will take a little more time than many other questions. So hence it could be a round 2 question also. Question 25. In a tournament, there are 43 junior and 51 senior level participants. Each pair of juniors play one match. Each pair of seniors play one match. Okay. There's no junior versus senior match. The number of girl versus girl matches in junior level is 153. Number of boy versus boy matches in senior level is 276. The number of matches boys play against girls. Okay, so we have junior level then senior level. And we have boys and girls in both junior levels and senior levels, and there are no junior versus senior matches. In a tournament, there are 43 junior level. There are 43 junior level participants and 51 senior level participants. Each pair of junior plays one match. Each pair, there's no junior. The number of girl versus girl matches at junior level is 153. So girl versus girl matches is 153. While number of boy versus boy matches at senior level is 276. Round 1. If you think time consuming, round 2, but this is definitely to be attempted question. Why? If there are n girls, how many matches will they play? They'll play n into n minus 1 by 2 matches. Among the girls, if there are n girls, the matches amongst only girls is going to be, or girl matches be n into n minus 1, which is 153. So n into n minus 1 is equal to 306. Now do a hit and 12. 15 into 16. 15 into 16 is 240. 16 into 17, no, 17 into 18. What is 17 into 18? It is 17 square plus 17, which is equal to 306. 17 square plus 17 or 17 into 18. So n is equal to 18. That means the number of girls is 18. So how many boys will be there? 25 at the junior level. The number of matches boys play against girls will be number of matches each of these 18 girls will play against each of the 25 boys. So at the junior level, the boy-girl matches will be 18 into 25. Similarly, you can find for this one also and add to get the answer. So this is a round 1 question, but yes, it has got slightly higher amount of calculation. If you are not someone who's strong in calculation, maybe you should do it in round 2. Okay. If a and b are integers such that 2x square plus minus ax minus 2 is greater than 0, and x square minus bx plus 8 is greater than 0, greater than equal to 0 for all real numbers x, then the largest possible number. No idea? Leave. I am not interested in thinking. If a question wants me to think a lot, I am not interested. If I have a broad idea and with a little bit of thinking I can get the answer, I'll look at it in round 2. This is a leaving question. Let fx be equal to max of this, where x is minimum. Yeah, it's a round 1 question. All we need to do is 5x has to be equal to 52 minus 2x square. While you can solve the quadratic, I'll not even solve the quadratic. I'll say x equal to not 1, 2, 3. Let's see if x is equal to 3, what happens? 15. And what is this right hand? 3 is 9 into 2, 18. 52 minus 18 is 34. No. X equal to 4. 5 4s are 20. 16 into 2, 32 equal to 20. X is equal to 4. So what is the maximum value of fx? Fx is going to be 20. Round 1, straightforward question. And this kind of question have come multiple times in CAT. A parallelogram ABCD has an area of 48 square centimeters. If the length of CD is 8 centimeters and that of AD is S centimeter, which of the following is necessarily true? पहला काम क्या करना है? राउंड वन का सवाल है, ये मेरे लिए जुगाड़ क्वेश्चन है. पैरेललोग्राम बनाओ ना, रेक्टेंगल, ड्रॉ रेक्टेंगल. Okay. Now, if this is 8, the altitude will be 6. There is a rectangle, na? Now, if I make this like, if I change it like this. Now look at this one. There is also a rectangle. Same base and same altitude. So it should also, so what does this tell me? Minimum value of S is 6. That means S has to be greater than or equal to 6. S equal to 6 was being stupid. If S becomes less than 6, the area will not be 48. S can only be, you can go as much like this. Isn't it? So S can be as much as possible, but S has to be greater than 6 and no upper limit is available to me. So correct answer. Round one question, figure बनाओ, जुगाड़ लगा के सीधा दिख जाता है. 29. How many two-digit numbers with non-zero digits in the units place? Okay, are there which are more than thrice the digit, the number formed by interchanging the position of its digits? So if the original number is 10a plus b, what does it say? If the number is 10a plus b, that means this is my number. Okay. How are there which are more than thrice the number? Which are more than thrice the number formed by interchanging the position? More than 10b plus a. Okay. What does that tell me? 10a plus b is greater than 30b plus 3a. Okay. Or 7a has to be greater than 29b. Round one question. So what is the minimum value of b? B is 1. A can be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If b is 1. If b is 2, 29 to the 58, 7, 7 7 the 40 and 7 8 the 7 9 the 63. B equal to 3, nothing possible. So these are the cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct answer mark करो ना, आगे चलते हैं. सीधा साधा, ये तो simple question. Again, to me, these are those mechanical questions where the rule is given, you just need to follow the process and get the answer from there. No external knowledge by and large is required in these questions. Question 30. Area of rectangle and square. Area of rectangle and the square of its perimeter in the ratio of 1:25. If the length of the short and longer sides are in this ratio, then the length, okay. So this is the shorter side and longer side. What is the ratio? What is it saying? The ratio of the area and square of the perimeter is in the ratio of 1:25. Check the choices. If the sides are 2 and 9, what will the area be? 9 into 2, 18. Perimeter will be 9 plus 2, 11 into 2, 22. It will be 22 square. 22 square is nothing but 484. Is this 1:25? No. Choice 1 is wrong. Same thing. 3 into 1, 3. And area, perimeter 3 plus 1, 4 into 2, 8. 8 8 is 64. Okay. So that was 1:25. No? Okay. Wrong choice. 3 is to 8. The area becomes 3 into 8, 24. Perimeter 8 into 8 plus 3, 11, 22. 22 square again is 484. It is not 1:25. Last one, 1:4. Area becomes 4. Perimeter 4 plus 1, 5, and 5 plus 5, 10. 10 square is 100, which is nothing but 1:25. Correct answer. Round 1 jugaad question. Check the choices and you will get the answer. Okay. Mixture. Again, another question of mixture. Contains 175 ml of water and 700 ml of alcohol. What is this? 20% water. 175 into 4 is, if that means this is 1 ml, alcohol will be 4 ml and total will be 5 ml. So it is 20% water or 80% alcohol. Gopal takes 10% of the mixture and substitutes it water for the same amount. Process is repeated once again, percentage water. What should you do? Replacement formula. First of all, round 1 question. Use replacement formula. Use replacement formula. Okay. Secondly, when you're using the replacement formula, should you work in terms of water or alcohol? What are you putting in? You are putting in water. So you should work with respect to alcohol. So originally alcohol is 80% of 4 by 5 or 80% is alcohol. Originally alcohol is 80%. You take 10% out and do it twice. So alcohol becomes 80% into 90% into 90%. Or 4 by 5 into 9 by 10 into 9 by 10. This is the fraction of alcohol. 9 9 is 81, 324 upon 500, which is nothing but 648 upon 5 upon 1000. So that means this is 64.8% alcohol. If alcohol is 4.8%, water should be 100 minus 64.8. So this is a standard round one replacement formula question. Replacement formula याद है, लगाओ आगे चलो. 32. There are two drums, each containing mixture of paints A and B. In drum 1, A and B are in the ratio of 18:7. The mixtures from drum 1 and 2 are mixed in the ratio of 3:4, and this mild mixture AB in the ratio of 13:7. In drum 2, then A and B were in what ratio? Round 2. Too much of information given, you'll need to work through them, and we are virtually at the end of the paper. So even if you say round 2 hai, to round 1 mein kahna koi problem, because your round 2 will start when round 1 finishes. Okay. So what does it say? Two drums, each containing a mixture of paints A and B. In drum 1, A and B are in the ratio of 18:7. Okay. Drum 2, we don't know. The mixtures of drum 1 and drum 2 are mixed in the ratio of 3:4. So 3 liters from here and 4 liters from here. In this final mixture, A and B are in the ratio of 13:7. In the final mixture, A and B are in the ratio of 13:7. Okay. Okay. So what is this going to be? I think it can be done in round 1 also. Okay. So if I say this is 18 plus 7, 25. Okay. Okay. So you can say in 3 liters, this becomes 75, and similarly you can do that. You can do multiple things out here. You can either work in terms of allegation, or you can do weighted average, whatever you want. You could also do weighted average. For example, 3 by 7 of 18 by 25 plus 4 by 7 of x, which if I say this is x, should be equal to, this is 13 plus 7, 20. Okay, 13 by 20. Okay, so not a difficult task at all. Actually, when I said round 2, I was wrong. It should be a round 1 question. Okay. 33. That A1, A2 up to A52 be positive integers such that A1 is less than A2 less than A50. Okay. Suppose the arithmetic mean is 1 less than the arithmetic mean of this number. If A52 is 100, then the largest possible value of A1, I will leave. If I've done everything else, after that I'll come back and look at it. This will take it'll take me some time to think and then come out with an answer. So I don't think there's a question I'm interested in attempting. I would rather do this one now. T1, T2 be real numbers such that for every positive. If Tk is 103, what is K? This is my jugaad question. Put K equal to 1. What is T1 equal to? T1 means N equal to 1. T1 means equal to, what is N equal to 1? 2 plus 9, 11 plus 13, 24. What is T2? T1 plus T2? T1 plus T2 will be, what is T1 plus T2 means? Put N equal to 2. So T1 plus T2 will be equal to 2 to the 4 into 2, 8. And 9 to the 18 plus 13. So 13 and 8, 21 equal to 39. So T1 plus T2 is equal to 39. And T1 is 24. So T2 will be equal to 15. Similarly, find T3, T4, T5, identify a pattern. You'll get a pattern and you'll get the answer. Just to complete it, what is T3? T1 plus T2 plus T3 will be equal to how much? 9 into 2, 18. 9 into 3, 27. Plus 13. So this becomes 58. So if this is 58 and T1 plus T2 is 39, what do we get? 18 plus 1, 19. Similarly, check for T4. You will find the pattern and you can find the value of K. Okay. So now if you look at this was a classic round 1 question. Now very quickly I'll go back and we'll count how many round 1 or questions are there at least out of these 32. Or how many questions you should have definitely done in round 1. Yeah, definitely a round 1 question, question number 1. Okay, so round 1 question is this one. This again is a round 1 question. These are your basics of simple interest compounders. Just because it's a lengthy question does not mean you should not attempt it. So 2 questions. This is a question which we said we should be leaving because too much of data, too much work required, and no clear way of immediate way of understanding as to how to go about doing it. So 2 questions. Third question of averages, numbers, averages, whatever you want to call it. 3 questions out here out of the first. This question may or may not be round 1 depending upon whether you are okay with geometry or not. So I'll not count this. But the first, out of the first 5 questions, questions 1, 2, and 4 are definitely round 1 questions. If you know geometry, this is a round 1 question, and you should count this also for yourself. But so far, I can say definitely at least 3 questions. Question worth leaving. This is definitely a round 1 question. Nothing to be done. इसमें तो ये extra data पता नहीं क्यों बेकार में दे दिया, इसकी जरूरत ही नहीं थी. This is something which is not required. Straight away, we could say the answer is going to be 50. So 5 questions. Okay. Hit and trial, we'll come back to it in round 2. Okay. So again, my jugaad question, 6 question. There's a round 1 question. Basic jugaad लगाया, x equal to y करो, answer आ जाता है. 6. Okay. This again, round 1 question, because if this is 2 to the power 160, this also has some power of 2. So start checking. जुगाड़ लगाओ, hit and trial करो, 7th question मिल गया तुम्हें. Okay. This is a definite question, 8th question. Okay, so if you look at out of these 11 questions so far, the only question we are saying may not be worth attempting initially is definitely question 3 and question 6 and that geometry question जो था जिनको कुछ को तकलीफ हो सकती है. But out of these 11 questions, there are 8 questions already. Okay, time and work question 9. Okay, time and work again another question. These are 10 questions. 11 question. The only reason not to do is कि बचपन से कभी log किया ही नहीं और ना करना चाहता हूँ. Otherwise, this is an absolute basic question of logs. 11. Question 12. Again, another round 1 question. And here the jugaad was also there. Don't worry about anything. Just calculate the perimeter and the perimeter will give you the answer. Okay. Again, some of you could leave it. And I'm sure by now you can realize that इतने ज़्यादा round 1 question है कि कुछ ज़रूरत ही नहीं आती है. Out of so far, this was our question. Out of first 11 we had 8. So this was 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay, इसको चलो काउंट नहीं करते, but 11 क्वेश्चन तो अभी भी हो गए हैं. Another one question, 12 questions. Okay, again ये वाला तो मैं round 1 मारूंगा ही because we have covered this kind of thing is in raised to 99, 30, 60, 90 right triangles. Okay, so 12 questions. Another one, 13 questions. Okay, 14 questions. Okay, this one and you can leave. It's round 1, but इसका logic में कई बार लोगों को confusion होती है, तो we can leave. 14 questions. Okay, this one should not be a problem. Half base into height, everyone knows. So 15 questions. Okay, yeah, this one also 16 questions. This we can again, I will say avoid. I'll not count it because many people will not be able to get the logic initially and may end up leaving this. Okay, but 16 questions are already there out of 24. Okay, this is a little bit time consuming, but definitely doable. Okay, and I'm sure when you look at your question of DI games at tournaments, you would have done such a question. So 17 questions. Okay, leave. 18th question. 19th question. Okay, 20th question. 21 questions. 22 questions. What are we talking about? 23 questions. 24 questions. So if you look at this paper, there are 24 questions in this paper which were definitely doable. And if you check the past papers, you'll find that the cutoff was, or let's say 99 percentile was at some 17, 18 or 19 questions. Okay. So these are, please understand, just because IIM Calcutta does not mean it's a difficult paper. This is a long approach which many students have. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so yes, just to remind you that OpenCat, if you have not already subscribed to it, please go there. It's free for all of you, and it has all what you need for your preparation. And in the last 1 week, it is going to be very, very useful because you can look at my jugaad solution, look at previous year's solutions, and revise those questions a lot.